Hello students, welcome back. So in the last lecture we had talked about acceleration. We found out the formula, the mathematical formula, how to calculate acceleration. We found A is equal to V minus U by T. We found A is equal to V minus U by T. Let us have a small discussion about acceleration before we move on to the next topic. So V minus U by T, where V is the final velocity of the body, U is the initial velocity of the body, T is the time taken, and A is the uniform acceleration. So when we are getting numericals to solve related to these things, to acceleration, what do? We get confused. What is U, what is V, what is T? T is very clear. But when we are solving the numericals, read the question once, twice, thrice. If you read the question, you would be very easily be able to see what are the things given. Like, there are a few things to be remembered in the question. If it is given, if a body starts from rest, if a body starts from rest, it is understood that initial velocity is 0. If a body comes to rest, it's a very clear indication that the final velocity is equal to 0. So if you read the question very carefully, these type of sentences are usually given in the question. It's not always to find acceleration. A is equal to V minus U by T. There are 4 variables, A, V, U and T. You may be given any 3 quantities and you may be asked to find out the 4th quantity. So it's not necessary that you have to find out acceleration. The question may have given acceleration to you, they must have given time to you, they must have given the velocity, final velocity to you, they may ask you the initial velocity, or it may be the initial velocity is given, time is given, acceleration is given, you may find out the final velocity. So you may solve different types of questions related to this formula. It's a very easy concept, it's a very easy formula to remember. A is equal to V minus U by T. So what would be the topic of discussion today? We would be moving a little bit further. We would be moving on to the graphical representation of motion. So the topic for discussion is graphical representation of motion. Now when you talk about the different situations where we see the moving bodies, moving objects, you would be surely having velocity, initial velocity, final velocity, you would be having the time, you would be having acceleration, you would be having a displacement also. So there are different quantities which can be plotted in a graph. What is a graph? It is a pictorial representation of a given data. So what are the given data here? You may have velocity, you may have displacement, so you may have acceleration. There are actually, if you talk about the chapter, there are 3 different types of graphs. What are the 3 different types of graphs? The 3 graphs are distance time graphs, The second one is velocity time graph, and the third one is acceleration time graph. Out of the three, there are three graphs. One is distance time graph, one is velocity time graph, one is the acceleration time graph. The first and the second are there in class 9. The third one, acceleration time graph, you will be reading it in class 11. So in our discussion, we would be concentrating on these two topics, distance time graph and velocity time graph. Okay, so the first one is distance time graph. Now when we are drawing a graph, we take axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. This is the origin. What is taken on the x-axis? We take the independent variable. We always take the independent variable on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we take the dependent variable. Now there are two variables, independent variable and dependent variable. The dependent variable is always taken on the y-axis, whereas the independent variable is taken on the x-axis. Now if you look at these two, distance and time, time is always independent and distance depends on time. So distance is a dependent variable. So whenever we are plotting the distance time graph, we would be taking this time on the x-axis and distance along the y-axis. Now in distance time graph, we have three different cases. The first one is body at rest. The second one is a body having uniform motion. And third one is body having non-uniform motion. So we would be talking about these three separately. Let us start with the first one, body at rest. Body at rest. Now the body is not moving. Let us say there is a bus. This is the bus, let us say, and the observer is here, and the distance or the gap between these two is, let us say, 10 meters. Now this gap is 10 meters, observer is here and the bus is here, which is stationary. Bus at rest. So the bus is at rest, observer is here at a distance of 10 meters from him. Now if you plot a distance time graph, let us take time and distance at 0 second. At 0 second, what is the gap? It is 10 meter. After 10 seconds, After 10 seconds, the gap is 10 meters. After 20 seconds, the gap is 10 meter. 30 seconds, the gap is 10 meter, and so on. So we have got this data with us. Now this has to be plotted in the graph. So how to plot? Let us take the same data and try to plot it. We take the distance and time. This is time, this is distance, and this is the origin O. So we have got time 0 seconds, then we have got 10 seconds, you have got 20, you have got 30 seconds. This is in second. And let us take time, distance in meter. So we have got 10 meters. Let us say here. At 0 second time, at 0 second, the body is at 10 meters. At 10 second time, again the body is at 10 meters. So you can plot the graph. This would be the point. At 20 seconds, the body is at 10 meter. At 30 seconds, the body is at 10 meter. So what is the graph? How does the graph look like? If you join all these points, you get a line which is parallel to the x-axis. So for a body at rest, this is the graph for this example, but for if we take a general graph, if you want to draw a general graph for a body at rest, how would the graph be? For a body at rest, we have the graph. This is time, this is origin, this is y-axis, this is x-axis, this is distance, and the graph would be a line which is parallel to the time axis. So the note would be, for a body at rest, the distance time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Okay, so this is case number 1. Let us come to case number 2. Body having uniform motion. So the case number 2 is body having uniform motion. Now before we move on to this topic, we must know, or we must be knowing the definition of uniform motion. What is uniform motion? Uniform motion says a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. So if a body is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, the body is said to have a uniform motion. So let us take an imaginary data for this. So before we draw the graph, we must be clear with the definitions. We must be clear with our examples. So let us take an example to understand this uniform motion and the distance time graph for the same. Okay. So the graph would be, let us take a imaginary data for this. Let us take time, distance, imaginary data. So at 0 seconds, let us say 0 meter. At 5 seconds, let us say 10 meter. At 10 seconds, let us say it is 20 meter. At 15 seconds, let us say it is 30 meter, and so on. Now if you look at this data, with increase in time increasing uniformly and the distance also is increasing uniformly. So the body is covering equal distances. The gap is how much? If you look at this, the gap is 10 meter. Here also the gap is 10 meter. Here also the gap is 10 meter. If you look at the time, here it is 5 seconds, here it is 5 seconds, here it is 5 seconds. So there is an equal time intervals, and when the time intervals are same, the distance covered is also same. So in this case we say that the body has got uniform motion. So let us try to represent this data in the form of a graph. We have got the time, we have got the distance. Time is independent, distance is dependent. So how would the graph look like? So we have got x-axis, we have got the y-axis, origin, we have got time in seconds, we have got the time in seconds, then we have got distance in meters, we have got time in second, distance in meter. So what is the time? 0, then we have got 5, then we have got 10, we have got 15. We have got 0, 5, 10, 15 seconds, then we have got 0, then we have got 10 meters, we have got 20 meters, we have got 30 meters. So let us see the graph, how it looks like. So at 0, the distance traveled is 0, so this is the point. This is the first point that we get. At 5 seconds, the distance traveled is 10 meter. So you can join these 2 points. You know how to plot the points in a graph paper. So this is 1 point, this is the second. The third one would be at 10 seconds, the distance is 20 meters. So this is the third point. And similarly, at 30 seconds, we have got, at 15 seconds, the distance is 30 meters. So what do we get? We get 4 points. Join these 4 points, you would get a straight line passing through the origin. So this would be the graph for a body having uniform motion. So how is the graph? The graph is a straight line passing through the origin. So how would be the general graph then? A general graph, how to draw the general graph? We will take distance, we will take time. Let us see the general graph. This is time, this is distance, and this is the origin. The graph would be a straight line passing through the origin, and this is for uniform motion. Okay, so this is for uniform motion. This is the given data. This is the general graph. Okay, so this is case number 2. So we can write down a sentence: for a body having uniform motion, the distance time graph is a straight line passing through the origin. So this is case number 2. Now let us come to case number 3, which is a body having non-uniform motion. Okay. So case number 3 is third case, body having a non-uniform motion. Body having non-uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? Non-uniform motion says a body covers equal distances in unequal time. Body covers equal distances in unequal time intervals. Or it would be body covers unequal distances in equal time intervals. So both can be true. The body is covering equal distances in unequal time intervals, or the body is covering unequal distances in equal time intervals. This would be very convenient to use because the graph, the drawing of the graph, the plotting of these points would become very easy. So let us take an example, an imaginary data again. So it is non-uniform motion. Let us take a data. Let us take time and distance. Let us take 0 seconds. 0 meter is the distance travelled by the body. Let us say 5 seconds, and let us say it is 10 meter. Let us say 10 seconds, the distance covered is, let us say, 12 meters. Let us say 15 seconds, let us say it is 23 meters. So what is happening in this case? The time interval has been kept constant. What is the time interval? The time interval or the time gap is 5 seconds in every case. But if you look at the distance travelled by the body, in the first 5 seconds the distance travelled is 10 meter. In the second gap, if you see, okay, so let us change this data. 10, let us say this is 22 meters, and let us say this is 35 meters. Now if you look at this, it is 12 meters. Here let us say it is 13 meters. Now what is the gap? The time gap is kept constant. It is 5 seconds in every case. But if you look at the distance, in the first 5 seconds it is traveling 10 meters. In the next 5 seconds it is traveling 12 meters. And in the next 5 seconds it is traveling 13 meters. So it becomes non-uniform. So okay, so how to plot the graph? If you plot the graph now, how would the graph be? It will never be straight. So if you take a graph paper, I don't have a graph paper right now. So if you draw the graph, you will not get a straight line, you would get a curve this way. So non-linear graph. So the graph is not a straight line. For a body having non-uniform motion, this is time and this is distance. If you plot these two, you would not get a straight line, but you would get a curve. So the third case we can write for a body having non-uniform motion, the distance time graph is non-linear. Non-linear means not straight. Okay, so these are the three different types of graphs which we have taken the three cases for distance time graph. The first one was body at rest, the second one is body having uniform motion, the third one is body having non-uniform motion. Now when we are talking about graphs, the body is having traveling. Here the body is at rest, so there is no problem at all. But if you talk about the second and the third case, there is the second and the third. In these two cases, the body has traveled certain distance. So if we know the distance, if we know the time, what is the physical quantity we can calculate? We can calculate the speed of the body. So let us see how to calculate the speed of the body from the distance time graph. So okay, so the next topic is calculation or calculating speed from the distance time graph. Okay, so we will draw the two graphs first. We will draw the three graphs. Body at rest, the graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. This is the graph. The second one was body having uniform motion. The graph is a straight line passing through the origin. So this is the graph number 2, and graph number 3 is for a non-uniform motion. The graph is a curve. So we will take all these three cases to understand how to calculate the speed of the body. Okay, so let us take the example of the second case. Let us take the second case to understand it. Okay, and we will relate this second graph with first and with the third one. Okay, so let us take the remember the data again. Let us take for uniform motion. So how is the graph? Let us take the data, time, distance, (0 second), let us say 0 meter, 5 seconds, let us say 10 meter, 10 seconds, let us say 20 meter, 15 seconds, let us say 30 meter. So we will draw the graph and try to understand. This is distance in meter, this is time in seconds, this is origin. At 0 second it is 0 meter, so 0, the time gap is 0, 5, 10, 15, so we have got 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds here on the x-axis, and we have got the distance 0, then we have got 10 meters, we have got 20 meter, we have got 30 meter. Okay, so at 0 second the distance covered is 0. At 10 seconds we have already drawn this, we are just drawing it again. So we have got this is the graph, these are the 4 points, we just join these 4 points to get the graph. Now let us mark these points. Let us say this is A, this is B, and this is C, and let us mark this as X, Y, and Z. So if the question is, what is the speed of the body? This is the question asked, and this is the graph. So how do we interpret this graph, or how do we study this graph? Let us try to understand. How do we calculate speed? Speed would be equal to, we know the formula, speed is equal to distance travelled divided by time taken. We know this formula. So if I want to find out the speed of the body between O and A, so let us say speed between O and A. So what is the distance? Distance is 10 meter. This is the distance travelled, and what is the time? The time is 5 seconds. So the distance is 10 meter, the time is 5 seconds. So we can write distance is 10 meter, time is 5 seconds. Therefore, speed between O and A is equal to 10 by 5, so it is 2 meter per second. This is how we get the speed between O and A. So this speed has been calculated. Can we write this? We can, if you look at the graph, what is this 10? If you look at the graph again, this 10 is nothing but AX. So AX is 10 meter. And what is the time? Time is OX. So AX by OX is giving you the speed of the body. in this part, if we look at, this is O, we can mark this as O. This is ax divided by ox. This is nothing but speed of the body. Now similarly, if you look at the part OB, let us calculate the speed between O to B. Okay, so I can erase this part now because this has been already plotted in the graph. Speed between O and B. So I need to find out the speed between O and the speed point B. So we have got O point here, we have got point B here. Now if you look at this point O and point B, what is the distance traveled in between this time? If you see the time gap, this is OY, the time is O to Y, and this is nothing but 10 seconds. And what is the distance traveled? Distance traveled is from O to this point. And if you look at this, if I mark this point as P, Q and R, we can write this as distance is OQ, distance is from O to Q, and the time is from O to Y. So distance is OQ and this is 20 meters. Therefore, speed is equal to distance by time. So we get distance is OQ by OY. And what is OQ? This is 20 divided by OY is 10. So we get 2 meter per second again. Now instead of writing OQ by OY, this can also be written as BY by OY. Please look at the graph again. This OQ is parallel to BY. Therefore, instead of OQ, we can write BY also. So if you look at this graph again, in the previous graph, it was, in this part, we had AX by OX as the speed. Now when we are talking about this whole part till here, it is BY by OY as the speed of the body. Now if I take the whole part till OC, if I take till OC, speed between OC. Now what is the distance travelled? Distance is, if you look at the graph, the distance is O to R. So this is the distance. So I can write OR, or I can write, instead of OR, we can write CZ also. CZ and OR are equal in length. So this would be CZ. And what is the time? Distance is how much? 30 meter. And the time is, what is the time here? O to Z. So it is OZ. And this is nothing but 15 seconds. Therefore, speed is equal to distance by time, and the distance is 30 meter and the time is 15 seconds. So we get 2 meter per second. So what do we find in all these three cases? Here what we are getting in this part, the whole part, if we take, we are getting CZ by OZ as the speed of the body. And if you look at these calculations, we can write ax by ox is equal to by oy, and this is equal to cz by oz, and we can come to a simple, very important conclusion. A body having uniform motion has constant speed. Now this is very, very important, you need to keep in mind. The body having uniform motion always has a constant speed. Now in the same graph, if you talk about the same graph again, if I want to find out the speed between B and C, how to find out? Let us take the case now, speed between B and C. If we calculate the speed between B and C, please look at the graph. This is the part where we have to calculate the speed. So let me mark it with a different color now. Let me make it red. This is the part I want to calculate the speed. So to calculate the speed between B and C, I must know the distance, I must know the time. So what do I do? In between these 2 points, let us say this is point B and this is point D, I complete a triangle first. I complete a triangle here by drawing the lines. Let us say this is point D. Okay, so I am calculating the speed between B and C. So to calculate the speed between B and C, I complete a triangle first. And once I complete the triangle, what is speed now? Speed is equal to, in this part, we are actually calculating the speed here. So speed would be equal to distance upon time. Can we write distance as CD? If you look at this graph, CD is the distance traveled in this time. This is the distance traveled. This part is the distance and this part is the time. So in this particular part, if you see, this is CD. CD is the distance traveled and B to D is the time. So what is the length of CD? If you look at the graph here, this length CD is same as QR, and this gap is, if you look at this, it is 30 minus 20 . And what is the time gap? The time gap is 15 minus 10. Okay, 30 minus 20 is 10 by 5. So you get, in this case, 2 meter per second. Now if you look at the value again, here also you are getting 2 meter per second. So we have written a sentence, a body having uniform motion has a constant speed, and you can see here we are getting 2 meter per second here, we are getting 2 meter per second here, we are getting 2 meter per second here, we are getting 2 meter per second here. Now if I want to calculate the speed between A and C, what do you expect? If I calculate the speed between A and C without any calculation, I can write. How to write here? In between A and C, let us say this is the point. So now I draw. What I do now? between A and C, I draw the bold line. So I am supposed to find out the speed from A to C. So you can see the red line here. Now I complete the triangle. Right triangle completed. Let us say this is S. Now we have marked the points A and C with red line. Here I am supposed to calculate the speed of the body. So how to calculate? We have already got the triangle. So speed between A to C. Speed between A to C would be equal to distance. Distance is CS by time is AS. What is CS? C point corresponds to 30, S points corresponds to 10, divided by AS. A corresponds to 5 and S corresponds to 15. So it is 15 minus 5. So it is 20 by 10. So we get 2 meter per second again. Now look at these values. Look at these values. At every point on this graph, this is a graph for a body having a uniform motion. Because the body is having a uniform motion, in this case, what we are getting at every point, the speed of the body remains constant. Okay, and what are we doing? We are actually, if you look at all these discussions, we are trying to complete a triangle like between O and A. Let us go to the beginning. O and A, we find AX by OX. So what is this AX? We can call this AX as the perpendicular and OX as the base. This is the perpendicular, this is the perpendicular and base, this is the perpendicular and base. If you look at this is the perpendicular, this is the base. Again here also we are having perpendicular and base. So generally whenever we are supposed to find out the speed of the body, we just have to complete a right triangle and then we can find out the ratio of the perpendicular to the base and get the speed of the body. Now let us talk about the general terms here. We will draw a general graph and try to understand. Please try to relate everything with this graph. Now this is the simple graph. From this simple graph we have discussed so many things. We are calculating speed of the body. Now we will take it a general one. So I am erasing this part. Our discussion was how to calculate the speed of the body. So we will talk about that now. We have already discussed. Now we are supposed to write some points. So let us draw a graph. This is distance. Sorry, this is the time. This is distance. This is time. This is the origin O. We have got a graph. Let us say this is the graph. Let us say this is time t1, let us say this is time t2, this is time t3 and this is time t4. Okay, let us say these are the different times. Let us say the distance is so these are the points we are getting. This is the first point. This is the second point. This is, let us say, the third point. Okay. So this is a general graph. Mark it as A, B and C. So how to calculate the speed? Let us mark this as P, Q, R. So speed would be equal to what we have talked. We have talked about perpendicular and the base. So it is AP by OP. AP by OP will give you speed. So this is nothing but perpendicular divided by base. Okay, similarly here also you can find out the speed. This can be written as BQ by OQ. This is nothing but perpendicular by base. Similarly, you can also find out CR by OR. This is also same as perpendicular by base. Okay, or if you want to find out here, let us say this is S, it can be written as, speed can be written as CS by DS here also. Anything, just you have to complete a right angle triangle. Now what is this ratio called? In a right angle triangle, right angled triangle, perpendicular divided by base is called as the slope of the graph. So what are we doing? In every case, if you look at the example that we have discussed, we are calculating perpendicular by base to get the speed of the body. So slope of a distance time graph is equal to speed. So how to calculate the speed of the body? Just calculate the slope of the graph. Okay, so this is what we have talked today in our discussion. We have calculated the speed of the body by using a distance time graph. We have just covered one graph. In the coming days we would be talking about the different graphs. There are two more graphs, the body at rest. Now if you talk about the body at rest also, let us discuss it. It's a very simple one. This is distance and this is time. For a body at rest, we are talking about this case. Body at rest, how is the graph? The graph is a flat line this way. Now if you look at this line, let us say this is AB. AB has got no slope. So here in this case, slope is equal to 0. Therefore, speed is equal to 0. Now this is your homework. This is what you have to think before we meet next time. Why is the slope 0? This is the question. Please think about it and we will discuss in the next class. And after we complete this, we will be solving a few numericals. So there is no numerical now. You just have to think, you have to understand what we have discussed today. Thank you so very much.